1 minute.
Yeah, I think that makes sense on the presentation. Yep.
Hi, how are you?
Missed you.
I missed you as well.
So
Yep.
you my neighbor, you disappeared
Who, you?
since we left the
I
high
know.
school.
I know. Field hockey has been crazy.
How is school going?
It's going well. It's going well. Really busy with everything, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Good evening and welcome to a Westbrook City Council meeting for October 18th, 2021. Madam Clerk, please read the call.
This special city council meeting was called by Mayor Michael T. Foley on October 15th. Notice of the special meeting was emailed to city councilors and posted to the city's website.
Roll call, please.
Councilor Shaughnessy.
Here.
Councilor Chow.
Here.
Councilor Morse.
Here.
Councilor Ragange.
Here.
We have Councilor Story attending remotely this evening. Councilor Story, are you present?
Here.
And President Reardon.
Here. 6 being present, please join me in Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In your packets this evening, you have the September 13th, 2021, the joint meeting of the Westbrook School Committee and the regular City Council meeting, committee meeting of a whole, and October 4th, the regular City Council meeting. If there's no objections to those minutes, we'll let those stand. Seeing no objections. Brings us to our mayor's message. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Down here this evening, I have a number of presentations to go through, so we'll go through some announcements and then we'll start with our presentation. Just a reminder that given the recent fire at Westbrook High School, we are still unsure of when we will return to room 114, our regular meeting location. Until further notice, all community meetings will take place at the Westbrook Middle School. Our goal is to continue to hold the meetings here in the Performing Arts Center as we are this evening, but there may be a chance we need to locate them in the cafeteria, but we'll make sure everyone knows in advance. We hope to continue to have them here so we can have hybrid meetings as we have today with the functionality for Zoom participants, for both meeting attendees and the public. And so that is available, and the instructions are posted along with this evening's agenda and will continue to be posted with all agendas. We continue to be grateful for the Westbrook Performing Arts Center and its manager, Jamie Grant, as well as our Creative Services manager, Barry Dodd, for helping us to continue to provide proper technology and meeting facility for the community. We are having a technical difficulty tonight with our Facebook stream, though the meeting is being streamed on YouTube as well as local access television. We'll continue to work out those kinks. We are excited to announce that the reopening of our COVID-19 testing site today at the Public Safety Building, 570 Main Street, in partnership with the Maine CDC and DHHS. The latest Bureau of Labor Standards rule requires testing for vaccinations for employers with over 100 employees, requires testing or vaccination for employers with over 100 employees, and the reopening of our testing site will provide a valuable regional resource, making it easy for community members and businesses to protect one another with appropriate and free testing. Testing will be conducted by appointment only, and more details are available on our website and can be booked through the Solve Health app, which was the previous app that was used to do that. And information on the hours are also there as well. Earlier this month, the Westbrook Gorham Community Chamber of Commerce announced the cancellation of this year's Halloween on Main Street event, given concerns surrounding COVID-19 and some downtown construction. The Chamber is partnering with Rock Row for their Halloween event, and information can be found on the Rock Row Facebook page. We also regularly receive inquiries around this time of year about Halloween trick-or-treating. As a reminder, the city does not regulate Halloween activities. We encourage you to look to the CDC for guidance on all seasonal activities as we try to safely navigate the holidays yet again. In honor of Veterans Day, we will be holding our traditional Veterans Day ceremony in Riverbank Park. The ceremony will be held on November 11th at 11 a.m. We look forward to seeing everyone there as we honor those who have served, and we hope to have that event rain or shine this year. Just a reminder of the upcoming state and municipal election that will be held on November 2nd, and voting will take place at the Westbrook Community Center from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We'll be approving the voting hours on this evening's agenda. Absentee voting is also now available at City Hall during normal hours. To find out more information on the upcoming elections or request an absentee ballot, please visit our website or contact the City Clerk's office at 591-8116. And then we are pleased to introduce Joe Friedman, the city's new mental health liaison. Is she here yet this evening? There she is. Joe, if you want to come down. The City Council approved the inclusion of this brand new position in this year's budget using American Rescue Plan Act funds to assist the police department with the increased number of mental health calls in the city. Our police department identified mental health crises as a growing trend in our community. Across the nation, police departments are turning toward mental health and behavioral health professionals to assist with these calls. Joe comes to us from the city of Portland, where she was at the mental health clinic for Portland PD. Police Chief Sean Lally joins us this evening, and he's going to present and expand upon this position's role in our community. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, members of the City Council, for supporting this program. We've been looking at getting this position for a while now, and Mayor Foley actually this spring said to me, hey, let's add this in the budget because it's really important. I agree with that, so here we are. One of the things that Joe brings to the table is she's an expert co-responder. She's one of those people that can come to a situation and de-escalate it. As we said, as we were proposing this, we're trying to get situations where the outcomes for people are better than they were in the past. We want less incarceration. We want mental health people to be referred to the right, in the right channels and not housed in correctional facilities, and officers having to go repeatedly to addresses to handle situations that could have been resolved. So Joe brings that expertise. She also brings quite an accomplished past of training officers. So she's good at training first responders in de-escalation, crisis management, things like that. So Joe is really the premier person in the state of Maine for this work, and I'm just glad she chose us. So I'd just like to introduce Joe Friedman.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Chief. I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm really excited to be here in Westbrook. Like the Chief said, I've been doing this work for a long time, but as soon as I heard there was a position opening here, I knew this is where I wanted to be. You have a great police department, you have a great chief, you have a great city. I live in Westbrook. I'm invested in this position and in really wanting to bring whatever I can to help enhance any of the good work that's already happening here. So I look forward to meeting all of you. I look forward to having you stop by. I'm based out of 192 Brown Street, and my information is also on the website, and so feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to talk in length about what I do. I love what I do. And I think we wanted to open it up for questions.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions for Joe? Well, just to add, in addition, the chief mentioned her extensive experience. She's also an incredible trainer. So she'll be training all of our public safety staff in different techniques on dealing with mental health issues and crises. And she'll also be available to any city department and any city staff to help with issues. As she gets settled in our position, we'll be looking to have her, maybe assist in different departments to help with the various issues that departments face on a day-to-day basis. So we're excited to have her. We hope to have more staff like her in the future as we continue to help fight the mental health crises in our growing community. And her and our other civilian staff within the police department complement our law enforcement staff tremendously. So we're excited to have her on board. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
And I had this next item later on my agenda, but I'll have Chief Lally stand here a moment. We'd like to recognize Officer Ben Hall and K9 Brooke. If you want to come down later on our agenda this evening, we have the transfer of ownership of K9 Brooke to Officer Ben Hall. And just the other day, we celebrated a retirement for K9 Brooke. Officer Ben Hall is not retiring. He's a very young man and is going to be with us for a while. But we are excited to recognize Brooke for the tremendous work she's done. And the chief has a few facts he shared with us about her, so I'll have him share and look forward to supporting the turnover of the K9 to its handler as part of a normal process that we do here at our police department. Chief.
Hi, thanks again. Just want to say thank you to Ben Hall and his wife, Janelle. When a dog comes on and a canine team gets established, the family takes the dog in as their own. So it's as much work for Janelle as it is Ben when we have a canine team. Now, Brooke has been with us since 2015. She's a German Shepherd born in the Czech Republic. She has an incredible nose. She's done a lot of work catching robbery suspects, finding discarded articles like guns that could end up in the wrong person's hands. She tracks missing persons. She's tracked robbery suspects. She's done an awesome job in her 6 years here with the department. So she's going to be going to a good home with Ben and Janelle, and we wish her nothing but the best. Thank you.
And we thank you, Brooke and Officer Hall, for your dedicated commitment to the community, and have a great retirement, Brooke. Awesome. I'll now read a mayoral proclamation that I have. It's to celebrate National Friends of Libraries Week. And I'll have our friends of the Walker Friends of the Library come down, and Library Director Rose Bibras for recognition of this special week. I'll start reading while they come down. It's a mayoral proclamation for National Friends of Libraries Week, October 17th through the 23rd. Whereas Friends of the Walker Memorial Library raise money that enables our library to move from good to great, providing the resources for additional programming and much needed equipment, support for children's summer reading and special events throughout the year. And whereas the work of the Friends highlights on an ongoing basis the fact that our library is the cornerstone of the community, providing opportunities for all to engage in the joy of lifelong learning and connect with the thoughts and ideas of others from ages past and present. And whereas the Friends understand the critical importance of well-funded libraries and advocate to ensure that our library gets the resources it needs to provide a wide variety of services to all ages, including access to print and electronic materials, along with expert assistance in research, readers, advisory, and children's services. And whereas the Friends' gift of their time and commitment to the library sets an example for all in how volunteerism leads to positive civic engagement and the betterment of our community. Now therefore, I, Michael T. Foley, Mayor of the City of Westbrook, do hereby proclaim October 17th through the 23rd as Friends of Libraries Week in the City of Westbrook. I urge everyone to join the Friends of the Walker Memorial Library and to thank them for all they do in our community to make our library so much better. I have hereunto set my hand and caused the city of seal of the City of Westbrook to be affixed. I'll now present this framed proclamation to our Friends of the Library. Great, and now I have some employee recognition I'll present for our most recent employees of the quarter. Our first one is Public Services Equipment Operator 2, Cody Johnson. Cody, do you want to come forward? Myself and City Administrator Jerry Bryan are pleased to announce that Public Services Equipment Operator 2, Cody Johnson, has been selected as the recipient of the City's Employee of the Quarter Award for the first quarter of 2021. The award is presented to an employee who consistently demonstrates exceptional knowledge, customer service, a positive attitude, and who has given more to the community than expected in their day-to-day job. All full-time, part-time, and seasonal employees are eligible for the award. Cody was hired as a temporary employee of February 2013. It did not take long for the public services team to recognize his talents and work ethic. Shortly after that, in May of 2013, Cody was offered a full-time position as an Equipment Operator 1. Over the course of the next 2 years, Cody demonstrated his ability to operate all of the public services heavy equipment and was promoted to the position of Equipment Operator 2 through the Career Ladder program. However, he was not done. During that same period, he honed his arborist skills and demonstrated that he had the required skills and knowledge to receive a stipend as a city arborist. What's more impressive is that Cody was nominated for this award by one of his peers, which speaks volumes about the type of leader and co-worker Cody is. Cody brings a can-do work ethic to the job every day. Public Services relies on Cody to consistently deliver a quality product to the taxpayers of Westbrook. He is very helpful throughout the year, working with supervisors and colleagues to solve problems and perform work in the most cost-effective manner. The Public Services Department is fortunate to have Cody on staff, and we are proud to recognize him for this prestigious award. Cody, we appreciate your hard work and dedication to the citizens of the city of Westbrook, and it's an exceptional honor to be nominated by your peers and be recognized for the great work that you do. Congratulations. And I'll present Cody with a plaque. He'll also receive a gift certificate to a local Westbrook business and a paid day off. So our next recognition is the manager of the first quarter, which is Finance Director Suzanne Knight. Do you want to come down here and join me, Suzanne? Myself and City Administrator Jerry Bryan are pleased to announce that Finance Director Suzanne Knight has been selected as the recipient of the City of Westbrook's Manager of the First Quarter for 2021. The award is presented to managers who consistently demonstrates exceptional knowledge, customer service, a positive attitude, and who has given more to the community than expected in their day-to-day job. All managers are eligible for the award. Suzanne was hired as the Finance Director for the City of Westbrook in 2016. Suzanne brought a wealth of knowledge and experience from her previous position at the City of Portland, where she served as the Deputy Finance Director and later as the Acting Interim Finance Director. She oversees all areas of finance, including treasury, budgeting, payroll, accounts payable, and tax collection. Suzanne is an exceptional employee. She goes above and beyond her job responsibilities to the finance department and is always willing and ready to assist with other departments, even when they don't ask for it. During the recent transition of hiring a human resource director, she stepped in and provided her expertise to the HR staff, assisting with any problems or projects they encountered. She was recently involved in the Maine PERS audit, the Maine Public Employment Retirement System, and helped immensely with that project. The project took over a month to complete and involved many hours of researching information and providing requested data. She also transitioned to the sewer fund from calendar year to fiscal year in Munis, working with our auditors to make this happen. She has a great work ethic and takes her responsibilities for the city very seriously. Regardless of deadlines and other pressures, Suzanne always delivers. When the school department needed financial support, she developed a spreadsheet enabling them to better track and monitor grant and special fund revenues and expenditures on a timely basis. Her organizational skills make her the perfect fit for the job. She is consistently pleasant and takes on all assignments with enthusiasm and dedication. Suzanne is a diligent worker and takes pride in her work. She is result-oriented with a proactive approach. She is known for her analytical skills and the crucial ability to remain calm and focused in stressful situations. Each year, she is fully responsible for formulating and managing the annual budgetary process, ensuring that all policies and procedures are followed. Suzanne has an innate ability to pass her knowledge on to others. Employees that work closely with Suzanne all commend her for her ability to teach and train and thank her for guiding, mentoring, and enabling them to excel in their roles and beyond. To quote an email excerpt from one of her former employees that she received earlier this year, "I really do appreciate everything you did for me while you were my boss. You helped me to learn and grow, taught me lifelong lessons, both professionally and personally, which has guided me throughout my career. You were my first mentor, and I'm so thankful for that. Suzanne is a big asset to the finance team and the city of Westbrook. She is a positive role model, a hard worker, and diligent and thorough with her daily work as a leader. Suzanne, we appreciate your dedication to the city, its employees, and citizens. It's an honor to be nominated by your peers and to be recognized for the great work you do. Congratulations, Suzanne. And Suzanne will also be receiving a gift certificate to a local restaurant and a paid day off. Our next employee of the second quarter is from the Community Services Department, and that's Community Services Assistant Kathy Young. And she wasn't able to make it this evening, so she's going to join us at our next meeting where we will properly recognize her with her teammates. And our next manager of the quarter is for second quarter of 2021, and that's Project Manager Robin Saunders. Robin, do you want to join me up here? As many of you know, Robin does not like it when I talk about her, so she's going to have to listen to me talk about her for a little bit. Myself and City Administrator Jerry Bryan are pleased to announce that Project Manager Robin Saunders has been selected as the recipient of the City of Westbrook's Manager of the Second Quarter Award for 2021. The award is presented to managers who consistently demonstrate exceptional knowledge, customer service, a positive attitude, and who has given more to the community than expected in their day-to-day job. All managers are eligible for this award. Robin Saunders was hired as project manager in March of 2020, basically the first day of the pandemic. Robin received 3 nominations this time around for manager of the quarter from her peers. Ashley Rand nominated her for continuously going above and beyond managing the city's projects. She is extremely detail-oriented and shows how organized she is with her beautiful spreadsheets. If not for Robin, several of our projects would not have happened or be on track for completion. Robin has been a tremendous asset to the city of Westbrook and a complete pleasure to work with every day. Greg Post commented that Robin has been an absolute godsend and an extremely valuable resource to all of us. Her efforts and tireless work were instrumental in getting the Cornelia Warren four-season rink on Lincoln Street, which opened to the public in June of 2021, over the finish line. Robin's thoroughness and attention to detail is unmatched, and her ability to overcome setbacks and unforeseen circumstances is beyond amazing. In addition to her work with the rink project, she's also been a tremendous help with the Cornelia Warren Recreation Complex and exploration and possible relocation of a new outdoor pool. Robin has an innate ability to juggle many moving parts and does so with great execution. Dan Stevenson stated that Robin is extremely organized and manages her workload and time well. She is in tune with changing priorities and regularly implements ways to have the city operate more efficiently. She is highly productive, creates quality products, and works extremely well, both individually and in a team environment. Robin's attention to detail and quality outcomes is ever present in her daily work. She takes a strong leadership role in the city and works skillfully with a multidisciplinary team to problem solve and implement complex projects effectively. She has a great sense of humor and is an absolute pleasure to work with. On a daily basis, Robin continues to go above and beyond what is expected, and she is deserving of this award. She has had a huge impact on the city of Westbrook as an instrumental change maker and hard worker. As you can see from everything her colleagues say, she gets things done. Without her, many city projects would not be happening. Robin, we appreciate your dedication to the city of Westbrook, its employees and citizens. It's an honor to be nominated by your peers and recognized for the excellent work you do. Congratulations. That's all I have, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Brings us to our City Council messages. Does anyone have any messages or comments on the City Council? Seeing none, we'll move on to Student Representative Lillian.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. First off, I want to say how happy I am to be back with all of you guys. And in regards to WHS, as many of you know, we are fully online due to a fire and associated repairs needed. With that being said, students and staff encourage the community to attend events such as athletics and music shows. Information about these events can be found on Westbrook School websites. On another note, WHS will be providing flu shots this week to high school students. Be sure to contact the school and look on the website for more information about that. Thank you.
Thank you. This brings us to our first public comment where anyone can speak on any subject for 3 minutes or less. Anyone from the public? Seeing none. Brings us to our unfinished business and orders of the day. Madam Clerk?
The first item under orders of the day is Order 2021-102, authorizing award of bid and expenditure of funds for Lincoln Street boat launch. And just for the record, I'd like to remind everyone that since we do have a counselor attending remotely, we'll need to take roll call vote on all the items this evening.
Correct. What is the wish of the council? Councilor Morse?
Thank you. I'd like to move for the following orders to be read by name only and taken together. Order 2021-102, authorizing award of bid and expenditure of funds for Lincoln Street boat launch. Order 2021-103, authorizing purchase of a 100-foot E1 quint. Order 2021-104, authorizing expenditure for new ambulance. Order 2021-105, authorizing acceptance and expenditure of funds and agreements for Westbrook Community Center Gym Renovation Project. Order 2021-106, authorizing the purchase of 2 police vehicles from the town of Cape Elizabeth. Order 2021-107, authorizing acceptance and expenditure of law enforcement phlebotomy program implementation support funding grant. Order 2021-108, adopting amendment to Maine PERS PLD Plan Public Safety Dispatchers. Order 2021-109, adopting amendment to Maine PERS PLD Enrollment Chapter 803. Order 2021-110, authorizing agreement for parking garage winter maintenance. And Order 2021-111, approving the 2021-2022 capital paving vendor list.
Is there a second of those motions? Seconded by Councilor Shaughnessy. Would anyone like either one of those separated? Any one of those? Seeing none and hearing none. It's been moved by Councilor Morse, seconded by Councilor Shaughnessy for orders numbers 2021-102 through 2021-111. Madam Clerk?
Councilor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Councilor Chow?
Yes.
Councilor Morse?
Yes.
Councilor Ragange?
Yes.
We've got Councilor Story on the line.
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte is absent. President Reardon.
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Brings us to new business resolves, please.
Resolve 2021-18, setting the hours of voter registration and polls for the November 2nd, 2021 state referendum and municipal general and referendum elections.
What is the wishes of the council? Councilor Morse?
Move for the approval of Resolve 2021-18, setting the hours of voter registration and polls for the November 2nd, 2021 state referendum and municipal and referendum elections. That the city clerk, as the City of Westbrook's registrar of voters, shall be available at City Hall for the purpose of conducting voter registration during the hours of 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, with extended hours until 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and shall be open until 7 p.m. on Wednesday, October 27th, 2021, in accordance with the extended hours required by 21-A MRSA Section 122-6A2, and be it further resolved that the Westbrook municipal officers set the opening time of the polls as 7 a.m. and the close of the polls as 8 p.m. for the November 2nd, 2021 state referendum and municipal general and referendum elections.
Seconded by Councilor Ragange for Resolve 2021-18. Discussion on this item? Discussion from the public? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Morris?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
Counselor Story?
Yes.
President Reardon?
Yes, 6 in favor, none opposed. Brings us to our orders for one readings.
Order 2021-112, authorizing transfer of ownership of police K-9.
Counselor Shaughnessy.
I'll move Order 2021-112, authorizing transfer of ownership of Police K-9, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the transfer of ownership of Police K-9 Brook from the Westbrook Police Department to Officer Benjamin Hall, effective October 18th, 2021.
Is there a second of that? Seconded by Counselor Chow. Discussion on this item? Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Does it work? People hear me? Yep. Testing. Okay, now it works. Thank you, Mr. President. As I announced earlier, the retirement of K-9 Brook, procedurally, we transfer the ownership of the K-9 to the family. As the chief indicated, that dog becomes a member of their family. Though their police career has ended, they have a lot of life left in them, and they'll be a wonderful asset to that family and be well cared for into the future. We again thank Officer Ben Hall for his commitment to the K-9 program, and stewarding Brooke, who at the retirement party we had for Brooke, there was countless specific incidents that the chief cited that Brooke played a valuable asset in either the rescue of someone or the location of drugs or weapons that would have had an adverse effect on others. So we thank you for supporting this transfer of ownership this evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
And also, just so that the people at home, that we will be getting a new K-9, I think, Tony.
Yes, that's later on the agenda. Yep. We will be approving the purchase of a new K-9, Tony, who's a Labrador Retriever. So we'll bring him in sometime to meet the council in the future. And we also look forward to continuing the K-9 program here in the city of Westbrook. It's a very valuable asset and an opportunity for officers of our department to have experiences or new assignments that not every department in the region has. And we also use the K-9 program as a valuable regional resource to help our colleagues in neighboring communities as well. So we're blessed to have this resource. And specifically, Calpine, who's been a very generous donor to that program, both for Brooke and Cal, who's another K-9 we have, and for this upcoming new one with Tony. Thank you, Mr. President.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any other discussions? Councilor Ragange.
Just for my information, Mr. Mayor, how long does we have to have a K-9 for in a program before they retire?
I think Brooke was secured in 2015, so she was with us for about 6 years. The chief can speak to the average life with the department.
Yeah, thank you. It depends on the breed. So she's a German Shepherd. This retirement is a little early. She does have a few years left in her, but Ben was assigned to the FBI Safe Streets Task Force out of Portland. He'll be working for Westbrook PD in that task force. They don't have K-9s. So it's not like you could take her away from Ben, they're a bonded pair, and bring her to someone else. It just wouldn't work, and I'd have to deal with Janelle, his wife, and I'm not doing that. So it was time. For the labs, they generally get a little more because they last a little longer because they don't have the hip dysplasia, things of shepherds, and they're not doing the same things. They're not doing apprehension. They just do, they use their scent. So it's tracking, drug work, things like that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, it's been moved by Councilor Shaughnessy, second by Councilor Chow for first and final reading for orders numbers 2021-112. Madam Clerk?
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Morris?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
Counselor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte's absent. President Reardon?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Next item, please.
The next item is Order 2021-113, amending Memorandum of Understanding with the City of Portland regarding Spring Harbor Hospital and Spring Harbor Hospital's Center of Excellence for Autism and Developmental Disorders.
What is the wish of the council? Counselor Shaughnessy?
I'll move Order 2021-113, amending Memorandum of Understanding with the City of Portland regarding Spring Harbor Hospital and Spring Harbor Hospital Center of Excellence for Autism and Developmental Disorders. That the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the mayor or his designee to enter into a First Amendment to Memorandum of Understanding with the City of Portland concerning emergency responses to Spring Harbor Hospital, located at 123 Andover Road, Westbrook, and Spring Harbor's Hospital's Center of Excellence in Autism and Developmental Disorders, located at 37 Andover Road, Portland, as outlined in the attached exhibit.
Thank you. It's been moved by Counselor Shaughnessy, seconded by Counselor Morse for orders numbers 2021-113. Any discussion on this item? Counselor Chow.
Thank you. Through you to the administration, if you could explain I guess does Portland do things back to us, or I assume this would cost us money for service calls for the
Yes.
taking.
I'd ask Chief Turcotte to come down and explain the reasoning behind this arrangement. As he's coming down, I'd remind you, Spring Harbor Hospital is actually located in Westbrook, although we have to go through Portland streets to get to it. The second building on their campus is a single campus, is actually just over the line into Portland, but there are a lot of public safety response reasons that makes more sense to have this campus calling one agency for responses. Chief can speak to it directly.
Yeah, I think Jerry just explained that very well. We're already their preferred provider per se, which is the main campus. We do a number of emergency drills with them, and we assist them with certain audits. In addition, there are a number of EMS calls. The majority of our calls for service are EMS. When those runs do occur, those calls occur, we actually get revenue for that. Okay. With that being said, we have really strong mutual aid agreements with Portland. When you look at our location for response and their closest station, we're a little bit closer. But again, it goes back to the existing relationship.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion on this item? Discussion from the public. Seeing none, it's been moved by Councilor Shaughnessy, second by Councilor Morse for orders numbers 2021-113. Madam Clerk?
Councilor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Councilor Chow?
Yes.
Councilor Morse?
Yes.
Councilor Ragange?
Yes.
Councilor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte is absent. President Meriden?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Brings us to orders for the 2 readings.
The first item this evening is Order 2021-115, authorizing acceptance and expenditure of donation for police K-9.
What is the wish of the council? Councilor Ganjay?
I move order number 2021-115, authorizing acceptance and expenditure of donation for police cannon. That the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the acceptance and expenditure of a donation in the amount of $8,500 from Calpin Corporation to be applied toward the purchase of a police cannon. Tony from Northeast K9 Unlimited of Rainham, Massachusetts, at total cost of $6,800, and for an associated equipment for the cannon and handler. Funds to be deposited into revenue line 2100-2110-44702-02112.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councilor Ganjay, second by Councilor Morris for order number 2021-115. Discussion on this item. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. As we've talked about on our other item, this is a new K-9 that will be joining the department, and the chief can speak to any more questions if anyone has. But again, thank you to Calpine for generous support of this program for a number of years, as well as a number of other initiatives we have here in the city. In addition to be one of the city's largest taxpayers, they are also very supportive of other initiatives within the community, and we appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
I'd just like to note for the record that it appears as if we skipped Order 2021-114 when numbering these orders. So if anyone's following along at home, we just skipped right over 114, and this is actually 115.
So this is actually 14?
We're just going to skip 114 and go with the numbers that are listed for
Okay.
those following along at home.
We'll retire
So
that.
114 was not used.
Okay. No other discussion? No discussion from the public? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Morse?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
Counselor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte is absent. President Reardon?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Next item, please.
The next item is Order 2021-116, authorizing municipal partnership initiative agreement for Cumberland Mills paving and safety improvements.
What are the wishes of the council? Councilor Chow.
Thank you. I'd like to make motion for order number 221-116, authorizing municipal partnership initiative MPI agreement with Cumberland Mills paving and safety improvements. That the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the mayor or his designee to enter into a municipal partnership initiative agreement with the Maine Department of Transportation for proposed paving and safety improvements in the Cumberland Mills Triangle at an estimated cost of $870,000, of which $475,000, presenting 50% of the total cost, shall be borne by federal funding provided through the MDOT, and further authorizes the expenditure of $435,000 in matching funds from the 221 Capital Improvement Program, funds available in the stated budget.
Thank you. It's been moved by Councilor Chow, second by Councilor Morse, for orders number 2021-116. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll just point out the first number that Councilor Chow mentioned, he's indicated 475,000. It's 435,000.
Oh, did I?
So just want to make that reflect properly for the record. And also, like this and some of the other municipal partnership initiatives the council has previously approved, this was funded in the 2021 Capital Improvement Program, and as part of that program, we authorized a number of paving projects, and we look forward to having this project completed once the signalization project is completed, which is currently under construction. So this, as we outlined in the memo, this will be done sometime in the 2022 construction season.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any other discussion on this item? Any discussion from the public? Seeing none, it's been moved by Councilor Chow, second by Councilor Morse, for orders number 2021-116. Madam Clerk?
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Morse?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
Counselor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte is absent. President Reardon?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Next item, please.
The next item is Order 2021-117, authorizing Brown Street Community Policing Substation rent payments.
What are the wishes of the council? Councilor Shaughnessy.
I'd like to move Order 2021-117, authorizing Brown Street Community Policing Substation rent payments, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes an expenditure in the total amount of $13,500 to HRM Properties LLC of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, for rent payments for the community policing substation located at 192 Brown Street, Apartment 1, for the months of October 1st, 2021 through June 1st, 2022. Funds available in the budget line.
Thank you. Is there a second to that? Seconded by Councilor Chow. Discussion on this item? Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, the rent associated with this community policing office, as we outlined in the partnership, is not a budgeted expense. We will hope to potentially include this expense in the budget for the future. Now that we locate both our community policing coordinator as well as our mental health liaison at this location, it's even more of a critical facility to maintain. And we'll continue to either explore funding opportunities for it or include it in the budget. But this money to pay for this expense for the upcoming year was provided through the Eleanor Saunders bequest that was left to the city a number of years ago to a number of city departments. She left some funds for, and the community continues to be tremendously grateful for those funds that she left, and that we're able to use these to support this mission of the community policing substation. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any discussion from the public? And again, no discussion up here. It's been moved by Council Shaughnessy, seconded by Council Chow for orders numbers 2021-117. Madam Clerk?
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Morse?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
Counselor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte's absent. President Reardon?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Next item, please.
The next item is Order 2021-118, authorizing rooftop lease agreement for public safety radio equipment and rooftop antenna.
What are the wishes of the council? Council Chow.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion for 221-118, authorizing a rooftop lease agreement for public safety radio equipment and rooftop antenna. That the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the mayor or his designee to enter an agreement with a lease agreement with the Larrabee Heights 2 LP, a Maine limited partnership with the place business of Westbrook Development Corporation, 30 Liza Harmon Drive, Westbrook, Maine, for the purpose of maintaining public safety radio equipment and a rooftop antenna, as outlined in the attached exhibit.
Thank you. It's been moved by Council Chow, seconded by Council Shaughnessy for orders numbers 2021-118. Is there discussion on this item? Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Our Director of Communications, Greg Hamilton, is here if anyone has any questions specifically. But as the council will recall, we previously approved a contract with Spectrum to have connection out there for this, and this is a formal agreement to have this equipment. I just want to take a moment to applaud Greg for his forward thinking as he works to continue to improve the communications for our emergency responders on a regular basis. He saw this as an opportunity when this building was being constructed to include this tower and replace a tower that's located at City Hall and have much better coverage as this new building is a lot higher and up on a slight hill. So this definitely will help to eliminate most of the radio dead spots within the city to help protect the safety of our first responders. So thank you to Greg for your work on that, and look forward to having the council supporting this evening. And thank you to Westbrook Housing for their contribution to support this initiative as well. They are invested in the community just like the rest of us, and it was a tremendous offer that they provided to us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Any other discussion on this item? Discussion from the public. Seeing none, it's been moved by Council Chow, seconded by Council Shaughnessy for orders numbers 2021-118. Madam Clerk?
Counselor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Counselor Chow?
Yes.
Counselor Morse?
Yes.
Counselor Ragange?
Yes.
Counselor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte is absent. President Reardon?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Brings us to our last item. Madam Clerk?
The last item is Order 2021-119, authorizing interlocal agreement with Town of Scarborough for vehicle maintenance and repair.
Councilor Ragange.
I move order number 2021-119, authorizing interlocal agreement with Town of Scarborough for vehicle maintenance and repair, that the Westbrook City Council hereby authorizes the mayor or his designee to enter into the attached interlocal agreement with the Town of Scarborough for vehicle maintenance and repair services for the Westbrook Fire and Rescue Fleet for an initial term of October 1, 2021 through June 30th, 2022, with automatic annual renewal with a 3% rate increase for successive years. Funds available in the budget line.
Thank you, Councilor Shaughnessy. Is there a second to that motion? Seconded by Councilor Chow. Discussion on this item? Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. As some councilors may recall, this item was considered a number of years ago by the City Council as part of a previous budget process, and we're finally able to bring this agreement forth. This interlocal agreement with the Town of Scarborough to provide vehicle maintenance and repair services for the city's fire and rescue department, vehicles, and equipment. For many years, the Westbrook Police and Fire Department fleets of vehicles and equipment has been maintained by a single equipment technician, also known as a mechanic, in the Westbrook Public Safety Department, and selectively outsourcing maintenance and repair of vehicles to local maintenance garages. As these fleets have grown in size and sophistication, the workload for a single mechanic has increased significantly. That has led to increased outsourcing of certain vehicles delays in completing necessary repairs, and deferred maintenance. The city has explored and evaluated options for more effectively managing the maintenance of the sizable fleet of vehicles and equipment without success. The city has engaged the town of Scarborough on a couple occasions to determine their capacity and associated costs to take on maintenance responsibilities for all or a portion of the Westbrook public safety fleet. We have recently reached an agreement that would cover all maintenance and repairs for the fire and rescue department vehicles at an affordable cost and would continue to keep the repair and maintenance of the police department fleet and other municipal non-fire vehicles to be performed by the equipment technician at the Public Services Department. Due to the increased expenses in the fire department budget for outsourced repairs and the lower hourly cost for maintenance services provided in the interlocal agreement with Scarborough, this bifurcated approach appears to be the most cost-effective option for addressing the public safety vehicle maintenance deficiency. The initial term of this agreement is for 9 months and will be renewed on an annual basis. There is no upfront costs associated, and we can reevaluate the success of this option annually. And if councilors will recall back when we discussed this, Scarborough opened up this regional public safety vehicle facility a number of years ago in partnership with the town of Scarborough, the town of Old Orchard Beach, and the town of Wells. And they have been performing maintenance for all of those communities very successfully, and we've had nothing but positive news coming from those departments on the success of this program. They provide 24/7, 365 on-call technician for emergency situations, and they are able to perform this work at a much affordable cost than we have recently been experiencing with outsourcing some more complex repairs. And so we view this as a tremendous win-win situation. No jobs are affected as part of this adjustment, and we will have a tremendous service for our fire and rescue vehicles and a tremendous service for our police vehicles, and to be able to focus on this program and continue to have deliver a great response and vehicle fleet to the community. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Any other discussion on this item? Discussion from the public. I would like to recognize Sean Adams, who is our mechanic right now, and I think that he'll agree that this will kind of give him a little relief so he doesn't see all these vehicles in line. Sean is an excellent mechanic, and hopefully he'll embrace this. And thank you for reaching out to the town of Scarborough to facilitate this. So seeing no other comments, it's been moved by Councilor Ganjay, seconded by Councilor Chow. The order is number 2021-119. Madam Clerk?
Councilor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Councilor Chow?
Yes.
Councilor Morse?
Yes.
Councilor Raganjay?
Yes.
Councilor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte is absent. President Reardon?
Yes. 6 in favor, none opposed. Brings us to our second public comment, where anyone can speak on any subject for 3 minutes. Councilor Ganjay.
Yeah, I just want to say that it was sad news to learn this morning the passing of Colin Powell, who was one of the iconic person in the black community. As many of you may remember him, he was a Secretary of State, and we got the news from the media this morning that he passed away. So I just want to recognize that we have lost a great man and someone that we remember for a long time. And unfortunately, he was, what the news said, he died of COVID. Of course, there was some other complications, but it's sad that COVID, this pandemic, continued to take more lives. So it's so sad. So I just want to acknowledge Colin Powell's passing.
Thank you, Councilor Raganjay. Any other discussion? Comments, excuse me. Councilor Shaughnessy.
Yeah, I just want to mention that there was on Indigenous Peoples Day, a ceremonial sunrise walk from the Poulin Memorial on the Conant Trails down to Sakarapa, and give a big thanks to Miku Paul, who did a kind of ceremonial direction ceremony and sang down by the river and did a smudge blessing of everybody there. We had 12 people show up at the crack of dawn, which I wasn't expecting, but it's very beautiful and will become kind of a tradition going forth.
Thank you. Councilor Chow.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to point out that this week I got a postcard in the mail and a picture full of donuts, and I love donuts. To tell you, there's nothing that gets my attention than donuts. And it was actually about ranked choice voting, and it kind of explained how that worked. If there's 3 types of donuts and which donuts would you prefer, and it kind of explained how ranked choice voting worked in a donut way. And actually, it was a very nice postcard, and like I said, the donuts really caught my eye, so it was very informative. The only thing that was lacking in that postcard was the cost associated with the ranked choice voting. And you know, when it was heard in the committee, I would love to have everything for the citizens, but if it costs $25,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 per election, then that's the point where we have to say, is it worth the cost? And some people will say yes, some people will say no. But if you're sending out a postcard and you're ignoring the cost, I really don't feel that you're telling the whole story. There is a cost. It's $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 per election. Even if there's only one candidate running, by the time we have to get the candidates, the petitions and all the stuff, we have to notify the software companies that we want this ranked choice voting ahead of time. So if only one person's running uncontested, we're still paying these ranked choice voting fees. We could be. Everything's fluid right now, we don't really know, but as of right now, the answer is maybe, that we still have to pay a fee for uncontested elections. And that's, you know, as people have been following me for 10 years, they know that I don't like fees, I don't like paying extra, I don't like spending the citizens' money. This is your money, guys. You know, if you guys vote to have this money spent, then that's great. But if you weren't aware that the ranked choice voting costs money, it does. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor Chow. Any other discussion or comments? Seeing none, we have no referrals, and I don't believe there's any committee reports. A motion to adjourn would be in order. Councilor Chow, and second, Councilor Ragange. All those in favor? Well, actually, it's going to be a roll call. It's been moved by Councilor Chow and Councilor Ragange.
Councilor Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Councilor Chow?
Yes.
Councilor Morse?
Yes.
Councilor Ragange?
Yes.
Councilor Story?
Yes.
Vice President Turcotte's absent. President Reardon?
Yes, 6 in favor.